Alright guys, example 7 is pretty much the same thing as example 6. So if you fully understood example 6, I want you to give example 7 your best shot on your own. So see if you can do example 7 without my help. But if you need my help, follow along and I'm more than happy to help you. So again, we'll be following these lovely steps. We'll be factoring our numerator and denominator, which in my opinion is the hardest part. To find our vertical asymptotes, we set every factor in the denominator equal to 0. To find our zeros, we set every factor in the numerator equal to 0 and solve. And that's it, you guys. Don't overthink it. Alright, so let's start factoring. So, I need to factor all my numerators and denominators, which looking here, okay, the only thing I can factor is my numerator. My denominator, the highest exponent I see is a 1. There secretly is a 1, so I can't factor that, but I can factor the numerator. And since I have 3 terms and a quadratic, guess what I can use to factor? Slide and divide, yay! Okay, so let's get started. Got our x squared plus 7x plus 6. Alright, there's secretly a 1 in front. So we slide our a to our c. 1 times 6 gives me 6. So we want to find two numbers that multiply to be 6 and add to be our b value, which is the 7. So, two numbers that multiply to be 6 and add to be 7. Holy hot dog, you guys are so smart. It is 6 and 1. Okay, so that's 6 and 1, and then we drop these numbers instantly into a parenthesis. So positive 6 will give me plus 6, and a positive 1 will give me plus 1. Alright, and since our a value, remember we slide a and then divide by a at the end. Our a value is 1, so when I divide these by 1, nothing's going to change. 6 divided by 1 is 6, and 1 divided by 1 is 1. So I don't have to do anything else. So yay, the numerator is all factored. So I'm going to rewrite my factored numerator as x plus 6 times x plus 1. And then my denominator is x plus 3. Alright, let's do this thing. So vertical asymptotes. We set every factor in our denominator not equal to 0. I'm sorry. We set them all equal to 0. So the function cannot equal x plus 3 cannot be 0. But that's where the vertical asymptote is, that is where the function is undefined. So to find the vertical asymptote, we do set x plus 3 equal to 0. That's where the asymptote is, but that is also where the function is undefined. So be careful. Alright, so the way we move positive 3 to the other side is by subtracting that thing. 3 minus 3 cancels and turns to 0. 0 minus 3 equals negative 3. So our vertical asymptote is that x equals negative 3. Holy hot dog, right? That's it for your vertical asymptotes. And your zeros, you set every piece of the numerator equal to 0. So each factor that you see, you set that bad boy equal to 0 and solve, and bam, you got your zeros. So we have x plus 6 equals 0, and x plus 1 equals 0. Alright, let's do this thing. The way we move positive 6 to the other side is by subtracting it on both sides. 6 minus 6 cancels and turns to 0. 0 minus 6 is negative 6. So one of our zeros, I'll write it over here since I'm kind of out of space, is x equals negative 6. Let's see what the other one is. So the way we move positive 1 to the other side is by subtracting it. 1 minus 1 cancels and turns to 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So my second one is that x equals negative 1. And guess what, you guys? We have found our zeros. So these are the two spots where the graph will smack the x-axis. And this is the spot where there will be a vertical asymptote that crosses through the x-axis at negative 3. Awesome job, you guys. That was a blast. But I think these are too easy, so we need to step it up a notch, right? I think so too. So you'll be finding out about horizontal asymptotes, and shortly we'll be combining all of that. So get excited for that.